Now on Coast TV News.
A murky Monday for Delmarva. An upper-level low to our west is bringing occasional rain to Delmarva this morning. More on and off rain through Tuesday, maybe some thunder too. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up next.
Milton flood funding, where town officials are turning to in dealing with the effects of erosion.
Boardwalk rules tighten, the new policy for some Ocean City businesses about to go into effect.
Pilot Town project push. The public hearing in Lewis set for tonight on the latest housing development in the city.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. It is Monday, May 5th, 2025.
In addition to all that murkiness Bob was just talking about, he's also tracking foggy conditions. Just a wet start for Cinco de Mayo.
Definitely. I think the best thing this morning when you're driving into work, Bob, you will probably tell people this a bunch of times throughout the newscast. Just be extra cautious as you are driving in.
Yeah, we have a few weather hazards this morning. We have the fog, but we also have some showers and some thunderstorms. There's a lightning strike that we can see south of Ocean View near Bethany Beach right now, and some heavy rain too around South Bethany, Ocean View, Bayard. So watch for heavy rain here. Maybe some local flooding in poor drainage areas. Then we see this line extending to the south and west. That's where the heaviest rain is, near Pittsville. Salisbury, you're seeing some lighter showers back through Eden, but don't be surprised to hear a rumble of thunder, and then more of those showers extending into Chesapeake Bay as this whole line is lifting to the north and northwest around 40 miles per hour. So it looks like everybody will get into the showers. We have more rain to the south, even some storms across North Carolina and Virginia, as we're watching an upper level low back to the west, and we're seeing on the east side of this low pressure area the clouds, the showers, and even some of the thunderstorms, with temperatures in the low 60s out the door for most of us, some upper 50s from Rehoboth to Bethany Beach right now, and a light onshore flow. And it looks like now the fog is just confined to Salisbury with 3/4 of a mile visibility. So use the low beam headlights, watch for the fog, that line of showers, and a rumble of thunder as we go through the morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, damp, and kind of muggy this morning with temperatures in the 60s. Then this afternoon with some breaks in the clouds, I think we will see some 70s inland areas, but 50s and 60s elsewhere. Still mostly cloudy this afternoon. Maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm again as we go into this evening. So if you're headed up to Cape May on the ferry, make sure you have your raincoat this morning. And heads up for some lightning too with those showers. Otherwise cloudy. Winds not too strong out of the southeast, and temperatures in the 60s through the morning hours.
All right, Bob, we were talking about the fog. Let's check out some of the road conditions. Right here is Georgetown. It's a little bit north of that band that Bob was pointing out for you on this map, but you can't see out in the distance. There are some thick clouds out there, but overall we got a damp start to our work week. Our top story this hour: Milton officials asking the Army Corps of Engineers for help and protection from flood damage and erosion.
Milton's location between the Broadkill River and the Delaware Bay makes it vulnerable, and the town is asking the Army Corps for money to conduct studies and consider projects that restore and conserve the area.
At Monday's meeting, Town Council will consider sending a letter to the Army Corps about this. If it's accepted, the federal government will pay for the feasibility study at the cost of up to $200,000. Some people living in Milton say help is needed.
Protecting is most important for the future generations. They're going to inherit, and we want to leave a healthy legacy for our children to be able to live healthy environments, chemical-free, and protect our waterways.
With an average elevation just 60 feet above sea level, flooding, that is a concern across the entire state of Delaware.
Also at that meeting, updating an ordinance designed to keep big trucks out of the downtown area. Tonight, the Milton Council could vote on this, and this is for trucks that have at least 2 axles and are over 5,000 pounds. There are exceptions if these trucks are making deliveries and if the truck is owned by the town. Tonight's Town Council meeting is scheduled for 6:30.
We have an update on that Delaware State Police shooting death last week in Milton. We now know the name of the man who was killed. According to state police, it was 44-year-old Gregory Painter. He came towards troopers with a knife. This is on West Springside Drive. State police say they tried to stop Painter, who they believe was driving impaired. And when Painter ran from the vehicle and later came out at state police with a knife, that's when 2 troopers fired their guns, shooting Painter. He died at the scene. State police say per procedure, the troopers are now on administrative leave.
Today, the Bethany Beach Stormwater and Flooding Committee will focus on flooding solutions. According to the agenda, there could be an update regarding the Assawoman Canal bladder flap dam, as well as the town's living shoreline and dredging projects. Today's meeting takes place at 2 p.m. at the Town Hall.
In Ocean City, stores on the boardwalk could face some bigger fines for violations. Every boardwalk business has to follow a set of rules that regulate merchandise, and today, town officials will have a second reading for an ordinance on those set of rules. The ordinance adds definitions related to these displays. The mayor and Ocean City Council meeting takes place at 6 p.m.
Also at that meeting, the swearing in of Raymond Austin as Ocean City's new police chief. Austin becomes the third chief over the past 7 months. Ross Bizzarro retired in November, and Michael Colbert served as chief in the interim. Austin has over 34 years of law enforcement experience, including graduating from the FBI and National Academy. And happening today in Rehoboth Beach, officials will focus on fire lanes along Baltimore Avenue. An ordinance to change their locations and parking is up for discussion. According to that ordinance, this pertains to the first block of Baltimore Avenue, which is near that new Beach Patrol station. The ordinance says on the north side, fire lanes would be 69 feet going west, and on the south side, lanes would be 64 feet going west. This meeting is taking place in just a few hours at 9 a.m.
More housing could be coming to Lewis. Today, officials will hold a public hearing for final plans. It's about a project called Roosevelt Landing. Location that we're talking about, we're going to show that to you on your screen. It's where 8 single-family homes is being proposed. This is on Pilot Town Road, and according to the plans, it includes open space and a new road. Lewis officials will discuss this tonight at 5:30. And we're getting a live look now at Washington, D.C., the capital, on a gray day there as well. It's a new week. Got some familiar topics to talk about, including tariffs. President Trump sat down with NBC's Kristen Welker. The use of tariffs was one of several that was discussed.
NBC's Bianca Fascini shows us what Trump expects now that he has passed the 100-day mark in office.
Logically, I mean, the fake news was giving
From the impact of tariffs.
The tariffs are going to make us rich. We're going to be a very rich country.
To the potential for a recession.
Anything can happen, but I think we're going to have the greatest economy in the history of our country. I think we're going to have the greatest economic boom in history.
Meet the Press moderator Kristen Welker covered a lot of ground in her exclusive interview with President Donald Trump, starting with the economy.
I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy, because he's done a terrible job. He did a terrible job.
The president defended his tariff policy, which polling shows most Americans remain skeptical of, and analysts say could lead to higher prices. Small businesses in particular are asking for relief, but Trump says it isn't necessary.
They're not going to need it.
Okay.
They're going to make so much money.
The president has said immigration is the most important issue of his administration. He told Welker he's fulfilling his campaign promise with mass deportations. But critics say the administration is deporting people without due process and violating the Constitution.
Some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said.
The sit-down comes just days after the president marked 100 days in office, where the latest NBC News poll shows his approval rating sliding from his inauguration. Only 45% of Americans approve of the job he's doing. In Washington, Bianca Fascini, NBC News.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, mental health matters, how Cape Henlopen students look to turn a tragedy into a way forward.
Also, new traffic concepts in Bethany Beach, how more crosswalks could be coming to the town.
But first, end of an era, why Microsoft made the decision to shut down Skype. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Just about 6:12 on this foggy and even stormy Monday morning, and we're socked in with the fog in Laurel right now at 62 degrees. Looks like the fog is confined to the Salisbury area right now with 2 miles, but we are watching showers and even some thunderstorms moving up through the Ocean View area. You had some lightning in Bethany Beach earlier, but now you're seeing heavy rain around Ocean View, back through Blackwater, so watch maybe for some local flooding there. We're seeing those showers extending southwest into Salisbury now and into the Chesapeake Bay. We continue to watch this line of showers lifting to the northwest, so watch for brief heavy rain and maybe a rumble of thunder too, as there is more shower activity to the south. It's all due to this upper level low that's spinning to our west. So we've got the fog this morning, some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder too. Drive with caution, use the low beam headlights in the fog, and maybe a few more scattered showers for the PM commute and the yellow light from 4 to 6 p.m.
Thank you, Bob. BB Healthcare's parking garage at the main entrance at the Margaret H. Rollins Lewis campus is expected to reopen today. That structure was closed over the weekend for cleaning.
Happening today, DelDOT says a Selbyville road closure will go into effect. On your screen, this is Sound Church Road. It's between Route 54 and Lakeview Drive, and DelDOT says work will include road reconstruction and the adding of shoulders. That work is expected to last through May 27th, and detours are in place for traffic heading both ways.
Federal student loan collections start back up today. The Department of Education is ending a roughly 5-year-long pandemic-era pause. The move could impact more than 5 million borrowers. The department is urging borrowers in default to start making a monthly payment, enroll in an income-driven repayment plan, or sign up for a loan rehabilitation.
Microsoft says it is shutting down Skype today. This is after 21 years. The tech giant is hoping to steer users to its Teams application as a replacement. In a February blog, Microsoft stated that retiring Skype would help it better adapt to changing consumer needs. And as part of the transition, it had already stopped selling Skype credit and calling feature plans to new users. We're at 6:16 on this Monday morning, getting a live look at a very cloudy, foggy, pre-daylight scene there at the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis. Rain, fog, some lightning. Bob,
Yeah.
That's quite the trifecta to start off with.
It is. It is. I think we can safely call it a murky Monday morning, Matt. That's exactly what it is. We have some fog, which I think is probably lifting a little bit in Salisbury because you're seeing rain there. But we're seeing heavier rain right now at the coast and even some rumbles of thunder and some lightning as we're seeing this line lifting through Bethany Beach and right now near Ocean View, Bottom Hills, and Long Neck. Prepare for some heavier rain. Watch for a lot of water on the roads, maybe some local flooding too, as the system is moving to the north and northwest. Maybe some rumbles of thunder there. Looks like some heavier showers south and west of Frankfort, Gumboro, back towards Walston, into Salisbury as well. Some heavier rain there. Once again, sometimes the rain lifts that fog, so that should improve the visibility. And we're seeing that rain extending back to areas of eastern Virginia. We're seeing this line moving north and northwest, so it looks like everybody will see some kind of rain, maybe briefly heavy, and maybe some lightning as well. It's a very muggy pattern. We have the wind coming right off the ocean, and you see all the moisture offshore. Even some more showers and storms now erupting across North Carolina and Virginia as well. We're on the east side of a cutoff low now across the Ohio Valley. This is just meandering around, and we're seeing the energy on the east side of this coming up the east coast with rounds of showers and even a few thunderstorms. Lower 60s across inland areas right now with 50s and 60s at the beaches, so pretty mild. Winds are light, but they could be a little gustier around some of those thunderstorms across southeast Delaware. And now 4 miles visibility in Salisbury. So your visibility is improving, but still some foggy spots and a little rainy out there too, as we are seeing that line of showers and storms moving through. By 9 a.m., that should have lifted to our north and west. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, muggy conditions today. By the noon hour, some breaks in the clouds mean 70s inland areas, cooler at the beaches. And by mid-afternoon, I think we could see a few showers. We're not seeing this on this model, but maybe even a thunderstorm too. Otherwise, kind of mild and muggy as we go through the evening hours. That continues tonight. Could be kind of foggy again by Tuesday morning with lows in the 60s. More sunshine on Tuesday allows temperatures to warm into the 70s and 80s, and maybe a stray shower as we go into the afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches, and we do have a risk of severe weather. It's a marginal risk now from Middletown to Dover, Milford, Seaford, Salisbury, and the Eastern Shore, mainly for for this evening. Maybe a little bit of large hail possible, but a better chance of some gustier winds with some of those storms. Another round of rain moves in later this week into Friday, maybe heavier rain Friday into Saturday morning. So it looks like maybe the first half of the weekend could be a little wet with a drier second half. But this round of rain, about another 10 to a quarter inch of rain, but maybe heavier, definitely heavier under some thunderstorms the next couple of days. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, a wet, foggy, kind of stormy Cinco de Mayo, 73, 79 Tuesday with a few more showers. And then we dry it out Wednesday and Thursday with middle 70s for highs. And then the rain comes back again. Friday, 68. Showers linger Saturday with a high of 70. And then a mix of sun and clouds Sunday and a high of 75.
As the summer is upon us, that means more people out walking and riding their bikes in one coastal town. A study was done to see how to make that town safer.
Yeah, Coast TV news reporter Brandon Ferguson was in our Coast Copter, and he shows us from above the potential changes.
Here in Bethany Beach, an over 400-page traffic study was done for the town to make it safer for pedestrians, especially in the summertime. And now we're looking down from our Coast Copter at one of the focuses of the study, North Pennsylvania Avenue near 1st and 2nd Street. One of the concepts of this study is to possibly extend the avenue to make it safer for pedestrians.
On your screen now are those concept plans. The blue lines are the changes the study calls for.
You never feel too safe when you're on the road.
This would make the road wider and create more room for a parking lane and a sidewalk. Right now, parts of Pennsylvania Avenue only have those things on one side. But Stephanie Sheldon doesn't see the need to change anything in Bethany.
I think it's fine how it is. It's been this way for many years. I don't think there's been too much trouble.
Pat Cookston rides her bike through Bethany all the time. She says change is needed.
What I'd like to have is just a designated bike lanes on both sides of the road.
There's no immediate date set on when the Bethany Beach Town Council will look at these concepts from the study for these streets. From the Coast Copter above Bethany Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
An opportunity for locals to give back. The Blood Bank of Delmarva is hosting a blood drive at Sussex Academy this week. The organization says there are still appointments available. This event not only supports local blood supply, but it also allows the organization to continue its scholarship program for Sussex Academy. That event is Friday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Up next, Mental Health Matters. We'll show you how Cape Henlopen high school students are emphasizing that importance with the help of a national organization. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Mental health is something everyone should be aware of, especially athletes. And in 2019, Morgan Rogers, a lacrosse player at Duke University, tragically died in July after battling mental health struggles. A year after her death, family and friends came together to create Morgan's message to honor her legacy. This weekend, Cape Henlopen hosted an event to help spread that message for the third year. Nora Block is a junior at Cape Henlopen High School, and she plays field hockey, and she understands the struggles of juggling so many things at once.
It can be really hard in school to balance your academics, your social life, and your sport. So really just, being there for people to reach out for help when they need it.
All the money made from the $5 entry fee, raffle, and baked goods will be going towards continuing Morgan's message, as well as donating to Sean's House, a place that provides 24/7 service to help students struggling with mental health.
In Ocean View, the town is revitalizing its memorial garden. We have some pictures to show you here of people planting and caring for flowers using new mushroom soil the town says was donated from Millville Organic Center. The town says it expects the hard work to pay off in the coming weeks.
And Matt, it seems like Sunday's gloomy weather is running into our Monday morning, foggy and rainy outside.
Yeah, just hanging around. I wouldn't imagine it's the best situation for that morning walk or jog along the coast.
Yeah. Well, make sure you check the radar. For one thing, make sure you have the Coast TV weather app to check the radar to see if you can jog. And we do have some areas of fog out there as well. So kind of foggy, especially this morning for Fenwick Island and Ocean City. Low 60s. I think you're stuck in the 60s pretty much all day with a few showers from time to time. Lewis, you're looking at some showers this morning, as is Rehoboth, right around 60 degrees. And then mid 60s later on with some areas of fog. I think we're in the 70s inland area areas, and 73 around Cambridge today on the bay side with some showers. More showers on Tuesday, 79. We dry it out Wednesday. Crisfield, similar conditions. I think you're wet today at times, and then looking at a few more showers Tuesday. You don't see it here, and then Wednesday we do dry it out with low to mid 70s. We get a break midweek, but then more showers by Friday into the weekend. Much more on your forecast in the next half hour.
And after the break on Coast TV News today, repayment resumes for student loans. We'll tell you the options to prevent wage garnishment and other penalties.
Also, OC property tax talks. What is up for review tonight at a public hearing?
And deterring trucks from downtown, we'll show you how Milton plans to make that happen after a meeting today. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
A murky Monday for Delmarva. An upper-level low to our west is bringing occasional rain to Delmarva this morning. More on and off rain through Tuesday, maybe some thunder too. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up next.
Papal pick. History in the making as Catholic cardinals decide on the next leader of their church.
OC setting rate. We look at tonight's public hearing on what the town is proposing for its property taxes ahead of the new budget.
Big rig ban.
They're not reading appropriately, and they don't actually say no trucks.
That is the wish for some in Milton, the ordinance getting a look at on Monday by town officials.
This is Coast TV News Today.
It is May 5th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
We're about to hit 6:30 on this Monday morning. It's a big day for Bob today. He's always celebrating Cinco de Mayo this time of the year. Maybe something else?
I think there's something else that's a little bit more important to Bob. Bob, it's your anniversary with your wife, Sue. Congratulations and happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you so much, Elisa and Matt. Hard to believe, 13 years now. And Sue, if you're watching at home, love you and happy anniversary. And yeah, it coincides with Cinco de Mayo. We're looking at a lot of clouds out there, fog this morning, showers, and we had some rumbles of thunder too earlier around Bethany Beach. But now it looks like that system may be weakening a little bit, but some heavier rain between Rehoboth, Bottom Hills, and Long Neck. So watch for that. Maybe some quick flooding and ponding on the roads. And then southern Sussex County also seeing the showers there. And back into Salisbury, I think the rain moving through there has helped lift the fog and improve the visibility a little bit. And we're seeing more of those showers back into the Chesapeake Bay area right now as this whole line is moving to the north and northwest. So I think everybody will get a little bit of shower activity this morning, then a break as we're looking at more rain to the south and southwest. An upper level low back to our west is a culprit. On the east side, that's where we're seeing all this moisture and energy coming up the coast. So we're not done with the rain. It'll be unsettled for a couple of days. Lower 60s out the door, inland areas, some 50s at the coast right now with the light southeast breeze. And the visibility is indeed improving around Salisbury, around 4 miles, but take it slow. Still a little foggy. It's a murky and damp morning as we are looking at mostly cloudy skies. I think we could still see a few scattered showers through the morning hours. By the afternoon, I think with sunshine, inland areas, you get into the 70s. Elsewhere, I think it's kind of cloudy with 50s and 60s on the way. And be extra careful. It's back to school for the kids this morning. Fog, some showers, 62 degrees. And then heading home, I think better conditions, maybe some peaks of sun, but mainly cloudy and 71.
All right, thank you, Bob. And here is more evidence of that fog Bob was talking about. This is a look moments ago, high above in Ocean City. This is what drivers in that area are dealing with on this Monday morning, so be extra cautious as you are headed to work. And we are now taking a live look at the Vatican as cardinals from all over the world are gathering now ahead of the conclave. Now that the Pope has been laid to rest, cardinals will use the papal conclave to choose a new Pope. And final preparations are underway ahead of the conclave to elect the new leader of the Catholic Church. The ancient, highly secretive process to choose a new pope begins on Wednesday.
NBC's Jay Gray shows us the process and the men who are making this decision.
For the Catholic cardinals who've gathered in their holy city, the task they face is as difficult as it is important, choosing from among them the next leader of their faith.
We are praying for a new pope.
Praying, preparing for the conclave, and talking, though not so much publicly.
It's okay.
The substance, saved for private discussions.
There's a lot of meetings, both formal meetings and what we call congregations, but there's also, even more important, the informal meetings over dinner, coffee, drinks, where they get a chance to get to know each other.
This will be the largest and most diverse conclave in the history of the Catholic Church and will be undoubtedly influenced by the man they're trying to replace.
I think there's a number of issues that the cardinals are looking at as they go into the conclave. First of all is the legacy of Pope Francis.
I'm sure the Pope will be as Franciscus, the same vision, the same dreams.
What is not sure is who that may be. He says that he's looking for the Spirit to give him an idea, as the world later this week looks for the white smoke. Jay Gray, NBC News, the Vatican.
Milton officials are looking to put a halt to truck traffic in town. Some people living in Milton that we spoke to say big rigs like these, they often roll through making loud noise, actually causing their homes to shake. Town is now working with DelDOT to potentially update signs directing the trucks to an alternate route, and one business owner tells us these signs are long overdue.
Not reading appropriately, and they don't actually say no trucks. There's this little tiny sign on a post in front of the antique shop on 16 that you can barely read until after you pass it, that says only local delivery. They need that bigger, and they need that before the traffic lights so they can turn and make the rerouting.
Milton Mayor and Town Council scheduled to review a presentation about the signage changes and talk about the proposed ordinance at its Monday meeting.
Staying in Milton, the town is also now asking the Army Corps of Engineers for help in protecting from flood damage and erosion.
The town's location between the Broadkill River and the Delaware Bay, it makes it particularly vulnerable. Milton is asking the Army Corps of Engineers for money for studies and consider projects to restore and conserve the area.
If accepted, the federal government would fund the feasibility study completely up to $200,000. And with an average elevation just 60 feet above sea level, flooding is a concern across the entire state of Delaware and in Milton.
Developing in Ocean City, town is looking to set the property tax rate for the 2026 fiscal year budget. The proposal is to have the rate at just over 44 cents per $100 of assessed value. And according to Ocean City officials, that's the same rate as was approved for the 2025 budget. A public hearing on the rate is scheduled to occur during tonight's mayor and council meeting.
Stores on the boardwalk in Ocean City could soon face bigger fines for some violations. Every store along the boardwalk has to follow a set of rules that regulates boardwalk merchandise, and today town officials will hold a second reading for an ordinance on that set of rules. And according to the agenda, the ordinance adds definitions related to these boardwalk displays for better clarification. Tonight's meeting takes place at 6 p.m.
Today in Bethany Beach, there's a focus on flood solutions. When the Stormwater and Flooding Committee meets, we could see an update on the Assawoman Canal Bladder Flap Dam, as well as the town's living shoreline and dredging projects. And that meeting takes place at 2 p.m. at Town Hall.
Happening today in Rehoboth Beach, officials will focus on fire lanes along Baltimore Avenue. An ordinance to change their location and parking is up for discussion. According to an ordinance, this pertains to the first block of Baltimore Avenue near the new Beach Patrol station. The ordinance says on the north side, fire lanes would be 69 feet going west, and on the south side, lanes would be 64 feet going west. This meeting is taking place in just a few hours at 9 a.m.
More housing could be coming to Lewis. Today, officials are holding a public hearing for final plans regarding Roosevelt Landing. And here's what we're talking about. This is where 8 single-family homes are proposed. It's on Pilot Town Road. According to the plans, the project includes open space and a new road. Lewis officials are set to discuss this today at 5:30.
The collection of defaulted federal student loans resumes today after a 5-year pause related to the pandemic. The government says defaulting now can lead to garnishment of state or federal benefits and garnishment of wages starting this summer. The Department of Education estimates about 5 million borrowers have defaulted on student loans, and it says another 4 million are at least 90 days late on payments.
If your debt gets sent to collections, that goes onto your credit report, and that can impact your ability to get an apartment, a mortgage, a car loan, even some employers check.
If a person is worried about defaulting, experts say they could look into an income-based repayment plan, and the department says a person with a defaulted loan can learn their options through the Student Aid Office's default resolution group.
And we have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Milford meets new members. We'll tell you when locals can meet their newest council members.
Also, comeback denied. Phillies gave their fans some late-inning thrills, only to give it back to Arizona in the end.
In Cinco de Mayo celebration, we'll show you which local bars and restaurants are honoring the holiday in a way that means less money for you. Stay with us on CoastTV News.
6:41 on this murky Monday morning. Tullin and Razor Cam, yeah, you're socked in with the fog at the coast right now. And we're watching showers and even thunderstorms lifting up along the coastal areas of Delaware right now. So heads up Lewis and Cool Springs and Rehoboth Beach too. Starting to see some lightning there, some heavier rain that extends back into the Long Neck area with thunder roars. Go indoors. Millsboro seeing some rain, some heavier rain to your south, and that extends to areas to the south and west. Now moving north of Salisbury, helping to improve the visibility there as we're watching this line of showers and some thunderstorms along the coast lifting to the north and northwest. Otherwise, more moisture to the south. It's all due to a cutoff low back to our west. Visibility is improving now with the rain moving through, but still watch for showers, even some rumbles of thunder and lightning at the coast this morning. Take it slow out there, pack your patience, and then we're looking at maybe some more scattered showers as we go into the evening hours. And congratulations to Lisa Ludwig from Princess Anne, Maryland, on winning an umbrella. Good timing. From Coast TV and Paul Davis.
Thank you, Bob. Today is Cinco de Mayo, and many bars and restaurants across Delmarva are celebrating with food and drink specials. Big Chill Surf Cantina in Rehoboth Beach will wrap up the weekend-long celebration. The restaurant says it's offering $6 house margaritas. Secrets in Ocean City is offering cocktail and food specials, such as half-priced jerk chicken quesadillas, half-priced nachos, and more. And Lefties in Lewis is offering taco and margarita specials.
Chance for the Phillies to get a series sweep and gain some ground on the National League East leading Mets. On Sunday, the Phils, they did dig themselves a big hole, but found themselves with a chance to win the game. At one point, the Diamondbacks led 7-1. It was an 8-6 game in the ninth. That's when Kyle Schwarber does that. Two-out Tater pulls the Phillies to within one at 8-7. And then it was Alex Bohm delivering with 2 outs. Brandon Marsh would score on this, and we're tied at 8. We go extra innings. That's where Josh Naylor gets this one to go through. Diamondbacks would score 3 in the frame. The Phillies did get a run in the 10th, and they actually had the winning run at the plate with 1 out, but could not get closer. Wild ride with a disappointing ending on a wet Sunday in South Philly. Phils lose 11-9. Nationals get a series win. Luis Garcia Jr.'s solo shot in the 7th broke a 1-1 tie. Nats 4-1 over the Reds. And the Orioles, get this, folks, they gave up 7 home runs to the Royals. That's a KC franchise record. Birds lose the rubber game of this series by a score of 11-6. On the Orioles farm, Yasmil Bousset, 8th inning home run. Let's take a look at it. Shorebirds get an 8-4 win over Fayetteville. They salvage the final game of the series, and the Shorebirds are off tonight. They continue the road trip Tuesday in Myrtle Beach. Reigning NASCAR champ Joey Logano took the lead at Texas with just 4 laps remaining. This is his first win of the season, the 37th of his career. NASCAR heads to Kansas next weekend. Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 5, we have Bayside Lacrosse Championships. First the boys, Decatur takes on Kent Island. 6:45 Girls Championship, Decatur hosting Queen Anne's, and at 10:30 it is the final score. On the DSM Plus app, along with those championship games at 5:30, we have Henlopen Conference. Boys volleyball, Cape hosting Indian River. 6, Caraville Academy plays Appaquinimink, and girls soccer, and at 7, Milford is home with Indian River in boys lacrosse.
And here's a look at what's coming up this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
Hopefully you're ready to join us Monday at 4 on Coast Life for all sorts of fun, all sorts of ways to give back to the community, including a way to team up with your mail carrier to stamp out hunger.
Plus, break out your best, concert going outfit. We've got a great performance from Stephen O'Boyle over there at the Mid-South Audio Studio.
And speaking of performances, our friends at the 2nd Street Players are going to be putting on Steel Magnolias, so get ready to grab the tissues, but also get ready for a beautiful show. All of that and more is coming up today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you there.
Still seeing fog across areas of Delmarva this morning. We're seeing that in Laurel right now in the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camp. A whiteout with the fog, some showers, even some thunder at the coast. We have a cutoff area of low pressure that is causing the unsettled weather today into tomorrow with more showers and, yeah, still that rumble of thunder possible. Then it does dry out midweek. I'll have your full forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 6:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning on this foggy morning. As we can see, Bob, honestly, is it Laurel? I have no idea. No idea. So if you're
we can't see.
We can't see. So if you're driving outside, be extra careful.
Yeah. Well, also keep in mind too, Elisa, that camera is several hundred feet in the air on a tower, so it's up in the clouds a little bit. But some of those clouds coming to the ground in the form of fog. So we've got some fog, we've got some thunder out there. It's really unsettled thanks to a cutoff area of low pressure across the Ohio Valley. That's cut off from the jet stream, so it's kind of meandering on its own. And we have the southeast flow with impulses coming around this low. So we're seeing thunder, some periodic showers, and fog this morning. And that'll be the case today and tomorrow. And there's a line of showers and some thunder embedded in this as well, now moving into southern parts of Sussex County. Nothing severe here, but Rehoboth, you're getting some lightning, some heavier rain extending to the west too, along highways 26 and 24, also around Millsboro, back through Lowe's Crossroad. Watch for brief heavy rain, maybe a rumble of thunder. That's also the case across far southwest Sussex County, and that extends back into Nanacoke and the Chesapeake Bay as well. It's a thin band of showers and maybe some embedded thunder that continues to lift to the north and northwest. So it looks like everybody will get in on some rain this morning, but I think it's helping to lift some of that fog that we have in place too. But we have a lot of moisture back to the south and more showers and storms through Virginia and North Carolina as well, as we have energy on the eastern side of this cutoff low that's spinning across the Ohio Valley. That will slowly drift to the northeast with time. So we're still going to be in this unsettled pattern for the next couple of days. Won't be raining all the time, but keep the umbrella handy for sure. As we're looking at lower 60s out the door right now, some upper 50s from Rehoboth into Bethany Beach, and we have a southeasterly breeze. Could be a little gustier around some of those showers and storms. And good news with the visibility, it's beginning to improve. We were less than a mile earlier in Salisbury. Now we're 6 miles. I think the rain helping to lift the fog for sure. As those showers and storms lift on through, I think we'll see mainly cloudy skies, damp conditions this morning, temperatures in the 60s. As we see some breaks in the clouds this afternoon, I think we could see some 70s inland areas, otherwise 50s at the beaches and 60s inland too, and maybe a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm as we go through the evening hours. Otherwise, still kind of foggy and cloudy through the overnight hours into Tuesday morning, where I think it will be dry, but maybe another chance of fog too. Then that fog burns off to partly cloudy skies with more sunshine tomorrow. I think we're close to 80 inland areas, cooler at the beaches, with still a chance of some scattered showers and storms. And today there's a low chance western Sussex County into Salisbury, eastern shore for some gusty winds with some storms, maybe a little bit of large hail, especially later today. But we're seeing that one round of storms this morning. Looks like more unsettled weather Friday into Saturday with another area of low pressure. But this time around, looks like the first half of the weekend could be wet and the second half dry. And we're looking at maybe up to about 0.2 of an inch of rain with this system. Definitely heavier amounts as we're seeing that line of showers and storms moving through. So a wet Cinco de Mayo today, not all day, 73, some peaks of sun from time to time inland areas. Tuesday, some sunshine and some showers as well, 79 degrees. And then we're into the mid 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Cooler 68 with showers on Friday. Still kind of rainy on Saturday, 70. But then we dry it out, warm it up a little bit on Sunday, and a high of 75.
Thank you, Bob. Happening tonight, the swearing in of city council members in Milford. The four incumbents were not challenged in this year's municipal election. Daniel Marabella, Nadia Zeichel, Danny Perez, and Jason James Sr. will serve another term. Also at tonight's meeting, the determining of the vice mayor and council committees. James is actually the current vice mayor.
New this morning, Maryland is turning turquoise for lung cancer awareness. According to the state, multiple landmarks and buildings will shine turquoise lights for Lung Cancer Action Week. This includes the State House in Annapolis, M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore City Hall, and Camden Yards. The state says the initiative hopes to be a symbol of support and solidarity to those impacted by the disease. And the time is now 6:52, so we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day enjoying some outdoor time. On your screen, that is Mindy. As you can see, she is soaking in the sun on her balcony. Don't know if she'll be able to do that today.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Mindy was submitted to us by Jane in Berlin.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Yeah, you can scan that QR code at the top center there. Get your friends to us at Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:55 and it is time for the things you need to know before you go. Milton officials are asking the Army Corps of Engineers for help in protecting its land from flood damage and erosion. The town is asking the Army Corps of Engineers to funds to conduct studies and consider projects to restore and conserve the area between the Broadkill River and the Delaware Bay. If accepted, the federal government would fund the feasibility study completely up to $200,000.
Happening today in Rehoboth Beach, officials there are focusing on fire lanes along Baltimore Avenue. An ordinance to change their locations and parking is up for discussion. Pertains to the first block of Baltimore Avenue near the New Beach Patrol Station. If approved, the north side fire lanes would be 69 feet going west, and the south side of the lane would be 64 feet going west.
In Ocean City, stores on the boardwalk could face bigger fines for some violations. Every store along the Ocean City boardwalk has to follow a set of rules that regulates boardwalk merchandise. Today, town officials will hold a second reading for an ordinance on those set of rules. And according to the agenda, that ordinance adds definitions related to these boardwalk displays for better clarification. Tonight's meeting takes place at 6 p.m. And it is 6:56. We're going to take another look at our dreary Monday morning forecast.
Yeah, Bob, I think this is the perfect cliche for a Monday forecast.
Think so.
It is a murky Monday morning and a stormy one for some of us, guys. We're looking at a line of showers and storms, lightning that is now dissipating, but you had that over Dewey Beach, and now Lewis extends into Millsboro, so heads up for heavier rain, maybe a little bit of lightning too across Laurel, southwest parts of Sussex County, and those showers extend down into the Chesapeake Bay area. So a few showers, rumbles of thunder this morning. Otherwise, I think we could see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. Inland areas into the 70s where there is sun. Otherwise, we're in the 60s. Could see a few more showers this evening. So an unsettled Cinco de Mayo. Paul Davis 10-day forecast looking at 79. A few more showers on Tuesday. At least it's a little warmer. We dry it out Wednesday and Thursday. Cooler with more rain Friday into the first half of the weekend. I think we dry it out Sunday, then looking dry and mild into next week.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage, you can count on download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Monday morning, everybody.